Hi ladies, just really quick, I don't know if all of you have this journal, and this week there's an incredible story in here. I want to share it with you. So maybe it's going to be about 3 to 5 minutes or so on this video. I want to share this and read this to you. And so it's going to be starting on page 126 if you want to read along with it. With me, I mean. Okay, here it goes. We hear many stories of people who have been wronged horribly, and yet by God's grace and mercy they are able to forgive. Corrie ten Boom is one of them. Corrie and her sister Betsy were arrested and imprisoned for hiding Jews in their home when the Nazis occupied the Netherlands. Many years later, while speaking on forgiveness, Corrie saw one of her guards from the time of her imprisonment. It's a lot to take in. Her sister had died in prison, and she herself had suffered cruelly at the hands of the Nazis. This is her story. That's when I saw him, working his way forward against the others. One moment I saw the overcoat and the brown hat, the next a blue uniform and a visored cap with its skull and crossbones. It came back with a rush, the huge room with its harsh overhead lights, the pathetic pile of dresses and shoes in the center of the floor, the shame of walking naked past this man. I could see my sister's frail form ahead of me, ribs sharp beneath the parchment skin. This man had been a guard at Ravensbrück concentration camp where we were sent. Now he was in front of me, hand thrust out. "A fine message, Fräulein. How good it is to know that, as you say, all our sins are at the bottom of the sea." And I, who had spoken so glibly of forgiveness, fumbled in my pocketbook rather than take that hand. He would not remember me, of course. How could he remember one prisoner among those thousands of women? But I remembered him, and the leather crop swinging from his belt. It was the first time since my release that I had been face to face with one of my captors, and my blood seemed to freeze. "You mentioned Ravensbrück in your talk," he was saying. "I was a guard there." No, he did not remember me. "But since that time," he went on, "I have become a Christian. I know that God has forgiven me for the cruel things I did there, but I would like to hear it from your lips as well. Fräulein," again the hand came out, "will you forgive me?" And I stood there, I whose sins had every day to be forgiven and could not. Betsy had died in that place. Could he erase her slow, horrible death simply for asking? It could not have been many seconds that he stood there, hand held out, but to me it seemed like hours as I wrestled with the most difficult thing I ever had to do. For I had to do it. I knew that. The message that God forgives has a prior condition.